What is your name, please?
My name is Marilyn Bell.
What is your name, please?
My name is Marilyn Bell.
What is your name, please?
My name is Marilyn Bell.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one of them is the real Marilyn Bell, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. And here is our host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. And a very good evening to you to our game of deliberate misrepresentation, wherein four presumably smart people try to figure out which one of three challengers is sworn to tell the truth. To Tell the Truth is brought to you each week by Geritol, America's #1 tonic, the high-potency tonic that helps you feel stronger fast. And now let's meet our cross-examiners. What is your name, please?
My name is Mary Healy.
My name is Jackie Cooper.
My name is Kitty Carlisle.
And my name is Gardner.
Now, these three people all claim to be Marilyn Bell. Of course, only one is the real Marilyn Bell. The others have merely assumed that identity, and they do not have to stick to the truth. Now, panel, in front of you, you'll find a copy of an affidavit. Will you please follow along while I read from it? I, Marilyn Bell, was voted Canada's Woman of the Year for both 1954 and 1955. Currently, I am a student at McGill University in Montreal. When I was 10 years old, I won my first medal for swimming a mile in 40 minutes. 6 years later, in 1954, I became the first person to swim across Lake Ontario, a distance of 32 miles. That time, I was in the water almost 21 hours. The next year, on my first attempt, I became, at the age of 17, the youngest person to ever swim the English Channel. I swear that the above statement is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Signed, Marilyn Bell. Now, we get on with our game in just a few. It's time now to play our game. These lovely young ladies all claim to be Marilyn Bell, long-distance swimmer. Remember, only the real Marilyn Bell is required to answer your questions truthfully. Each of you will question until you hear this bell, and at the end of the questioning period, you will be asked to register, as usual, your vote as to which one of these is the real Marilyn Bell. Let's start this time with, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start this with Mary Healy. Mary?
All right, Bud. Number 2, what was the time that it took Gertrude Ederle to swim the English Channel?
Around 14 hours and 15 minutes, I think.
Number 3, what would you say?
I'd say 14 hours and 36 minutes.
Number 1?
I think it was about 14 and a half hours.
All right. Number 2, what year was it?
1928.
Number 2, rather, in Montreal, there is a very famous hotel that takes people for a romantic sleigh ride in the winter up to this mountain. Could you tell me the name of the hotel?
Gosh, I'm not sure.
Jackie Cooper.
Number 1, you use the Australian crawl?
Yes.
Which side do you breathe?
My right-hand side.
Off the right. Number 2, when you swam Lake Ontario, did you swim east to west or west to east?
Youngstown to Toronto. I swam.
All right. Number 1, when you went to England to swim the English Channel, what boat did you go over on?
Well, I didn't go by boat because I get seasick.
Kitty Carlisle.
Number 2, most channel swimmers are usually shown covered with grease. What kind of grease do you use?
Actually, I prefer axle grease.
Axle grease?
Yes.
Is that what looks so black?
Yes, that's it.
Number 1, after 21 hours in the water, what's uppermost in your mind, aside from getting out?
I'm afraid that after 21 hours, I didn't remember anything.
Number 3, what are you most afraid of on a long swim?
Afraid of my legs getting awfully tired.
You're not afraid of things in the water?
Well, eels.
Eels.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Stop getting hungry. Hi, Gardner.
Did she say eels or heels?
Eels.
Number 2, where did you come from originally?
I come from Toronto.
What brother of what famous actor is the Governor General of Canada?
Vincent Massey.
Yes, in Toronto, what is the name of the sports arena that's on Bayshore Boulevard? Would you know?
Is it the Maple Leaf Garden?
Thank you very much. Number 3, I wonder if you would tell me what distance swimming, or when you're distance swimming, what kind of food do you eat?
You mean freshwater or saltwater?
Is there any difference?
Oh, yes, of course. In saltwater, I take lemon water, and in freshwater, I have pablum.
In freshwater, you have what?
Pablum and also corn syrup sometimes.
That sounds very dull to me. Number 1, would you name the 2 most important department stores in Toronto?
Eaton's and Simpson's, I guess.
That's it. It's time to vote. Hope you got enough evidence now, panel. And without consultation, will you mark your ballots? Voting thereby for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Of course, as you know, the team of challengers receive $250 for every incorrect vote, which means if they fool the entire panel, they may divide as much as $1,000. All right, panel, have you marked your ballots? Good, fast voting. Mary, for whom did you vote this round?
Well, Bud, I voted for number 2. Because she looks healthy enough to swim it lengthwise.
Jackie, how about you? What was your vote?
I voted for number 3.
What was your reason, Jack?
Well, 1, because of what she said about the eels being a menace in the water, and 2, because of the way she looks, and 3, about what she said about what she ate when she swam in fresh or salt water.
Okay, Kitty, how about your vote?
Number 3.
Your 3 is upside down.
Oh.
She's swimming from west to east, you understand?
Well, because she looked the most determined, and I didn't think anybody could invent that business about eels.
Hi, Gardner, how about you?
Well, I voted for number 2. Coming from Canada, I can't see how she can get a Miami tan. Number 3, that is. And number 2, when she first came out, had her mouth closed, and that's the right way to swim.
All right, there you are. Rhymes and reasons they may be. Let's see how well you match up with us now. Hope you've cast your votes at home, because we're about to find out which of these lovely young ladies is the long-distance swimmer. So get set. Will the real Marilyn Bell please stand up?
Young and such a baby, I wouldn't think she could swim anyway. We should have known by the way she turned her head.
Well, she fooled you all, believe me. Let's find out about the others now. Number 2, tell us about you, who you are and what you do.
My name is Bunny Armson. I'm studying interior design at Parsons School of Design in New York.
And number 3, you with that beautiful Florida tan, who are you?
My name is Sybil Stocking. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm a junior at Barnard College here in New York City.
Well, there you are. Now, see how well you did? You fooled everybody. Which means, of course, that you nice young ladies will get to divide from Geritol the sum of $1,000. Our congratulations to you. Good night and the best of luck. Now, may we have our next team of challengers, please?
What is your name, please?
My name is Jean Marrase.
What is your name, please?
My name is Jean Marrase.
What is your name, please?
My name is Jean Marrase.
All right, panel, once again, you've had a look. Will you follow along with your copies of this affidavit? I, Jean Marrase, have been engaged in the culinary arts for most of my adult life. Despite the fact that I was once a riveter in an aircraft factory and also spent a short time in the merchant marine, I've been a supervising chef for 29 years. My present job is my most demanding to date, since it requires knowledge of the cuisine of all of the countries of the world. I am the head chef at the United Nations. I swear that the above statement is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Signed, Jean Marrase. Time again now. Now, these three people all claim to be Jean Marrase, head chef at the United Nations. Remember, only the real Jean Marrase must answer your questions truthfully, and we'll begin this round with Jackie Cooper. Jackie?
Number one, would you tell me the ingredients of marinara sauce?
Marinara sauce, that's an Italian sauce for the spaghetti, sir.
And number two, what are poissons?
Poisson?
Number two.
That's a fish.
Legumes?
I beg your pardon?
Legumes?
Legumes. L-E-G-U-M-E.
Oh, very good. That's vegetable.
Number three, could you give me the ingredients of gefilte fish?
Stuffed fish.
I beg your pardon?
It's stuffed fish.
What fish are used in that?
Carp.
Is that all?
That's all.
Kitty?
Number two, how many restaurants are there in the UN building?
Well, there are three restaurants. It's the main dining room, it's the coffee shop, and it's the cafeteria.
And which one do you eat in?
I don't eat there. I bring my own lunch. I'm a special diet, that's why.
Number three, why are men better chefs than women? Number three.
Well, because they apply themselves to it, they make a profession of it, I suppose.
I see. Number two, tell me, why are all cooks temperamental, of course, except our own?
They are not.
Hi, Gardner.
Number one, what delegation would order sukiyaki?
The Japanese delegation, sir.
And what do you serve on a flaming sword?
Shish kebab, sir.
And also, number one, what delegate at the UN orders pizza pie a la mode?
Nobody ordered pizza pie a la mode, sir.
They don't. Number two, what is the favorite? Number three, as a matter of fact, I may as well skip you. You look like Adolf Mancha and probably answer. Number three, what is the favorite dish of the Russian delegation?
Well, they have no special favorite dish. They all like the Russian dishes, except Mr. Stroyanov. He likes Swedish meatballs.
He likes what?
Swedish meatballs.
I can understand that.
Mary Healy.
And number three, since you cater to many of the tastes and appetites of the various members of the UN, what would you say, for instance, that Madame Pandet might like?
Well, she would like curry.
Curry.
Lamb or curry.
Thank you very much. Number one, why do chefs always wear those big hats?
Because we have a big head.
I beg your pardon?
Because we have a big head.
You don't seem to have too big a head. Number two, tell me, how do you make crepe Suzette?
Crepe.
Well, that's a very long story, but if you leave your name and address, I will be very happy to meet you.
All right, Jackie.
Number three, when you inserted some of these rivets in these airplanes, and when you picked them up with your hands, did you use a caliper at any time?
I didn't pick them with my hands, number one, and I didn't use a caliper. They were already measured, but the right size.
And number two, why can't you pick up the rivets in your hands?
Well, you can, but the rivet, it's in the gun.
That's all the time we have, panel. It's time to vote again. So without consultation, will you once more mark your ballots? Selecting, of course, number one, number two, or number three. Okay, how about it? Ballots all marked? Mary, yours marked?
Yes, I almost hate to tell you.
Okay, go right ahead and tell me. Who'd you vote for?
Number three,
What was your reason?
because he looks like he spends a great deal of time cooking and a great deal of time eating and enjoying the food that he cooks.
Okay, Jackie Cooper, your vote this time was for...
Number two,
Why?
because he knew that the rivets go in a gun and not are picked up by hand.
Kitty?
Number 3, I hope it's right side up.
Right side up.
Because I thought that, I love to eat, and number 3 looked like the best cook to me, and also he seemed to have the best French accent.
How about you, Hi Gardner?
I voted for number 3 also.
Did you?
Yeah, he's sort of got a tilt to his hat, which looks like a chef, so it's probably number 1.
Nobody voted.
All right, now, no fair changing at home. If you voted along with us, then hang on and see what's in store for you now. We're going to see right now which one of these 3 gentlemen is the distinguished chef at the United Nations. Will the real Jean Marrase please stand up? Thank you very much, sir. Number 2, would you tell us who you are if you are not Adolphe Manchou?
My name is Lee Klausner. I'm Viennese, and I'm promotion manager for the Almadine Vineyards in California, the oldest winery in the United States.
That's getting the plug in. And number 3, sir, how about you? Well-fed and happy with your own cooking?
Thank you, sir. My name is Louis Matigot. I'm in charge of production for Arpège and Mycene Perfumes.
You better watch out for his formula for crepes, Suzanne. Jackie?
I was just going to say, I knew number 3 wasn't him.
Why?
Because he makes terrible gefilte fish.
Only uses one thing. But I thought number 1 was a comedian.
Well, he was having a good time, and so are we. Some of you may remember Mr. Marrase, as a matter of fact, as the head chef at the Forest Hills Inn before he was loaned, shall we say, to the United Nations by the Knott Hotel Corporation. Gentlemen, we had a good time, but here again, the panel has fallen on their noses, and pretty noses they are.
We've got to get
We have absolutely 4 beautiful round wrong votes, which means that you, too, will divide the sum of $1,000. Hope you enjoyed your visit. We did. Good night and good luck. And now may we have our 3rd team of challenges, please.
What is your name, please?
My name is Hazel Abel.
What is your name, please?
My name is Hazel Abel.
What is your name, please?
My name is Hazel Abel.
Once again, panel, will you follow along on your copies of this affidavit? I, Hazel Abel, am former United States Senator from the state of Nebraska. I am also a former high school Latin teacher. I was the president of the Abel Construction Company for over 12 years, a position that I assumed when I became a widow in 1937. Since that time, I have put 4 daughters and 1 son through college. I now have 6 grandchildren. 1 week ago today, I was named American Mother of the Year for 1957. I swear that the above statement is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Signed, Hazel Abel. We'll start our cross-examination in just... All right, panel, here we go now. These 3 people all claim to be the American Mother of the Year for 1957, Hazel Abel. Let's start this round with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Number 2, what did you find the most difficult job? United States Senator, Latin teacher, or bringing up 5 children?
Decidedly bringing up 5 children. It was the most challenging.
Number 3, I read in the paper that they are building a gymnasium in the Senate now for ladies and a steam room. Did you find ladies discriminated against in the Senate?
Not at all.
Not in any way at all.
Only in the men's gymnasium.
Number 1, would you tell me if you have any advice for career women who are also mothers?
Well, it's very easy to do the 2 jobs intelligently if one knows where to put the heart.
Very
Good answer. Hi, Gardner.
Oh, the way these 3 senators are staring, I think I'll plead the 5th Amendment. All right, we'll go through with it. Number 1, what is the name of the famous newspaper in Omaha, Nebraska?
The Courier.
And number 2, exactly where in relation to the Senate chambers is the Vice President's office?
In relation to it's to the right, up above the Senate and the Senate bill.
Number 3, would you answer that for me, please?
Across the hall.
Across the hall. Number 3, can you tell me, are there little balconies around the Senate chamber and outside the Vice Presidential office where you can sit and rock if it's nice and sunny and you feel like rocking?
No.
Mary Healy.
Number 1, you're a Latin teacher, I understand. Could you conjugate...
Was.
Was, yes. Could you conjugate the verb to be in the past tense?
I'll try. Aram, aras, arat, aramus, aratus, arant, I think.
I think?
It's been 35 years since I thought about it.
Jackie Cooper.
No.
It was a short one, but the signal came.
Number 1. Well, I'll ask you about the gefilte fish later. Number 1, what are the qualifications for being Mother of the Year?
Well, one must be outstanding prominently in civic and religious work in the community, and, of course, one must have children.
There we are. That's it. I hope you have enough evidence now. You have more about gefilte fish, but no more time. All right, will you mark your ballots, please, panel? And in so doing, this time, vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Okay. Ballots marked? Mary just did hers. Mary, for whom did you vote this round?
I voted for number 3.
Why, Mary?
Well, she sort of seems like the kind of mom that would make this writer of momism eat his words.
Ha. Jackie?
I voted for number 3.
Why did you vote for number 3?
Because she answered with quite a bit of authority about where this door was across the hall rather than to the right.
Kitty, your vote?
Number 2, because she said that bringing up the children was the toughest part of the job.
How about you, High?
Well, I went for number 1.
Thank you.
That number 2 did know where the Vice President's office is. Number 3 did not know that there are places where you can sit and rock on the terraces. And I like the way number 1 said something in Latin. I think if you interpreted, you could get something pretty good at a drugstore.
All right, there we are with our reasons and our votes. Let's see if yours are as good now, because we've made up our minds as to which one of these women is the real American Mother of the Year for 1957. So will the real Hazel Abel please stand up? Thank you very much. And now, number 1, would you tell us who you really are?
Well, I'm really Mrs. Marguerite George, a matron model for the Harry Conover Agency in New York City.
And number 2, how about you?
My name is Eileen Fogarty. I'm in the production department of Time magazine.
And there we are. We had 2 incorrect votes for a total of $500 from Geritol. Divided. Enjoy it. Good night, ladies, and the best of good luck to you. Well, I'm sorry to say that is all the time we have left for tonight. And before I say good night, I want to thank you, Mary Healy, for gracing us and being so prettily with us for the past 4 weeks. Hope you enjoyed it. We did.
I loved it, Bud. Thanks a lot for having me.
Come back and see us again, will you?
Good.
Incidentally, I'd like to also remind you that it means Polly Bergen will be back with us next week. And every one of you, don't forget to watch Polly, who is going to be on Playhouse 90 this coming Thursday night, depicting, acting, and singing the life of Helen Morgan. So be sure to be watching it at that time. And now, good night, panel.
Good night, Bud.
And as for all of you, remember what I told you about Geritol, a high-potency tonic that helps you feel stronger fast. And right now, this is Bud Collier saying good night and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
Transportation for To Tell the Truth is arranged by American Airlines. guests have flown to New York aboard America's famous luxury flight, the DC-7 Mercury. To Tell the Truth is Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production in association with the CBS Television Network.